What's going on, guys? Marcus here, back in the shop, and I first want to apologize to all my subscribers who subscribe to me for my movie reviews and all my movie related content. I know this channel is based off of movies and music, but in the past month, the past several weeks, I've been kind of neglecting all the movie news and all the movie related topics because I'm simply in school and I just don't have the time and the money to be going to the movie theaters every single Friday like I did during the summer. Now that I got that out the way, this is actually something that's slightly different. This is not a video that's specifically from the shop or whatever. This is actually a segment that I have that I've partnered with another YouTube channel called Chill Tech Studio. You've heard me shout them out in the past. If you've been subbed to me for a while, they're a tech related channel where they talk about the newest and latest gadgets like cell phones, tablets, or computers. So if you are not familiar with that channel and you are interested in smartphones and whatnot, I'll link the description below. So with that being said, we do have a partnership where we do a segment called New News. Mike from Chill Tech Studio and I hosted New News 1 where we talked about the Batman vs Superman and all the DC related movies that are coming up in the near future. Then they took over, I want to say episode 2 and 3. So here it is, I'm actually going to be hosting episode 4. So welcome to New News. So, since you guys checked the title, you know we're talking about the new Star Wars Episode 7 trailer that was just released a few minutes ago. The Force Awakens Episode 7. So as I was watching the Giants get their ass kicked by the Eagles, here goes halftime, and the first thing that they showed was obviously the trailer. So after watching it, just like anybody else, I'm blown away. I'm super excited for this movie. I am a fan of Star Wars. I'm just a movie fan of everything. Like I'm into horror, I'm into science fiction, drama, crime, anything really. And Star Wars is no exception. So I grew up in the 90s, so I pretty much watched all the prequels when they were released. As a kid, I was super excited to watch these movies. Episode 1, 2, and 3 when Anakin was a little boy and as he was growing into his evil, villainous ways of Darth Vader. Now, before those movies came out, I remember when I was 6, I believe I was 6 or 7, my dad ended up taking me to go watch Episode 6, which to a lot of Star Wars fans is considered Episode 1. He took me to go see that at the movie theaters because I'm not sure about you guys or where you're from or your movie theaters, but out here, every Saturday or so, sometime during the mornings, not every Saturday, but every once in a while, they'll play older classic movies for kids who obviously weren't around at that time to go watch the movie and have the experience of watching it in the big screen. So he ended up taking me to go watch Episode 1, or I guess Episode 6, and I fell in love with it. I played all the games. I had all the action figures. I had a broken leg I broke my leg when I was 6, so that's all I did. I just watched the movies because they got them from me on VHS and had all the little action figures. That's pretty much all I did as a kid when I was 6. Needless to say, I was a huge fan and a huge nerd for Star Wars at that time. After watching the prequels, my fandom kind of died down with a lot of people out there, so I know I'm not the only one. I like those movies, but I didn't like them compared to the classics. As I got older, rewatching those movies, I was like, wow, this shit actually sucks. Now, I don't want to get off topic. We are talking about the new trailer. So with that being said, the first thing you see is just some weird alien dropping from the surface into what seems like an underground through a rope or whatever. We don't know exactly what he's doing, and we see a little blend of characters from the original Star Wars movie. You guys know I'm talking about Han Solo and Chewbacca. We see them back in action. Han Solo looks awesome. He's old as shit with gray hair, which means that this is supposedly 30 years after episode The Return of the Jedi, whichever one that was, when Luke finally has the green lightsaber and he goes against Darth Vader. I didn't know research on this, by the way. I just watched the trailer and turned on the camera, and here I am. So with that being said, we see glimpses of Han Solo and Chewbacca driving the Millennium Falcon in the air. We see all the X-Wing pilots or the Y-Wing pilots, I don't remember what they were called, on their fighter jets going against stormtroopers and everything. Like, this shit just, it just took me back to when I was a kid. And I'm not talking about the prequels, I'm talking about the original series like I was talking about earlier. I just kept reminiscing. I've watched this trailer like 3 times in a row. Like I rewinded it so many times just because of how excited I was. So it took me back at that time, just watching the Millennium Falcon. And again, when I was a kid, I didn't realize that this movie was made in the 60s or the 70s, which is just, it's crazy to me because at that time, you would think that the special effects and all the technology or whatever just wasn't as advanced or up to par as you would think it would be compared to like the 90s. And when you watch movies from like the 90s and, you know, 10, 20 years ago, you still can't compare them to certain special effects that you might have seen in the original Star Wars movies. Other than like the, you know, the Muppets or whatever, like, you know, Yoda being a puppet, all the aliens, you know, some of them look kind of cheesy. I don't really have any complaints about how bad the special effects are or how good they are. Now watching them in 2015 on the trailer, it just looks awesome. It just looks like they took whatever we saw, CGI or whatever back in those days, and just revamped it. It looks awesome to me. It just looks incredible. We also see scenes with the new leader. I believe his name is Finn. He's supposed to take the role as the lead Jedi in the movie. And it's cool because it's totally different. As we all know, it's an actual black guy. We've never seen that before. We've only seen maybe 2 black guys in the whole Star Wars trilogy. We saw Samuel L. Jackson and we saw Billy D. Williams. Those were like the only 2 black guys I remember ever seeing in the Star Wars trilogy. In a whole galaxy, universe type of field, we only see 2 other black guys. I always thought that was kind of interesting to me. And one thing that I did love about this trailer is actually something that Joe Vaughn from Chill Tech pointed out, and I didn't even think about it till after I went to go watch that trailer for the 3rd time, which is you see so much in the trailer. There's a lot of excitement or whatever, but you still have no idea what this movie's about. You know, I went to go Google it, and I still don't know too much about it. The one thing that I learned from watching or from reading it online was that Finn, the Black Jedi, was actually a reformed stormtrooper, which kind of makes sense when you go back to the first trailer, where the first thing you see is him taking off his stormtrooper helmet, and it's just this guy right here. Honestly, when I first saw that trailer, I thought he was in a disguise, because I remember going back to episode 6, I think it was episode 6, where Luke and Leia, they were wearing the stormtrooper armor as a disguise. So I honestly thought they were going back to those roots to pretty much refresh, I guess, that style. But apparently not. He's actually a reformed stormtrooper. So I don't know how true that is. So needless to say, I'm super excited. I cannot wait to watch this movie. Just watching Chewbacca. The Millennium Falcon is just really what just took me over. Just watching that just took me back to when I was a kid. It just looks crazy to me. Like, I really wish I didn't get rid of my action figures when I was a kid. If I still had them, you would probably see them here as props at the shop. I might end up doing that, so you guys let me know. Like, you know, if you do want to see that, I might end up buying like I think it's the X-Wing. I don't remember what it was called, but I might end up putting it like right here by the Batmobile or something. This right here. So that's pretty much it, guys. I really don't have much else to say because it was such a short trailer. I can only express my excitement, which I'm sure a lot of you guys are feeling the exact same way. And yes, I will be first in line to go watch it with my boys Mike and Jovan from Chill Tech Studio. Again, I'll link the description in the box below, and we will be reviewing this movie. If I'm not doing it with them, you'll definitely see it from me, but I'm hoping we can all do it together as another episode of New News, because we're all equally excited to watch this movie. I mean, we're on our 20s, and it's crazy to say that we're still super excited to watch these kind of movies, even though they're meant for kids. It makes no difference, man. It's just takes us back to our childhood. That's what excites me the most. And I was actually watching the game with my dad, and he just like, I don't see the big fucking deal. Like, it's not gonna excite everybody, but it definitely excited my nerdy little heart. So that's pretty much it, guys. I don't know what else to say about this trailer without actually spoiling it for you. So it just came out, so I'm not sure if it's on YouTube or not. So if it is on YouTube, go check it out after watching this review or before, whatever makes you happy. And again, I am sorry for neglecting all my movie-related news. Hopefully I'll get back on the ball soon, but I don't know how soon because I have a test Monday. So yeah. And that's pretty much it, guys. Till next time, don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video, And let me know, are you just as excited to watch this new Star Wars movie, or are you more on the fence like, I'm kind of over it. The prequels ruined it for me. Me personally, again, for the millionth time, I'm not. I'm uber excited to watch the movie. I cannot wait to show up at the movie theaters with my popcorn and my icy blueberry flavored icy. Well, that's it guys. Till next time.